They say third time's the charm, but what is fourth time? Because it is my first time filming this video and I am a little bit ready to chuck this camera out the window. So today I'm going to be sharing with you these stack of books, which are the books that I'm going to be attempting to read in April. I know that this is a lot. I am fully aware. These are all the books that I own that have dragons in it, and that is because I am going to be participating in Draconathon. Now, I will leave Jade's video, she's one of the hosts of Draconathon. It is fantastic, the video that she made explaining everything and all the prompts and all. I have chosen this board. There's quite a few of them, and I chose it. You can choose it with your zodiac sign or your sign of something. I have no idea what those are. The only thing I know is that I am an Aries. My birthday is actually mid-April, so very soon I will be 1 year more. And I know that I'm an Aries, so I think Aries is a fire sign or an earth sign. Anyway, I chose this because I like this yellow, and water, moon, fire, sun. I don't know, I thought it was kind of nice. I don't know. That is the reason I chose it. And I think most of the books that I have that have dragons in it sort of fall into every category on this, or most of them. I do want to buy a couple of books to fit into a couple of other categories. But like I said, I will leave everything down below so that you can go and check it out if you want. I highly recommend you do. I do not read dragons enough, so this was a great excuse. Also, a couple of these books are going to be rereads, but they are books that I haven't read in years and years, so it is going to be a great way of revisiting some of the books that I thought I really liked, because the ones that I have read, I love them. So let's start with this one, which is the tiniest, and it's also a children's book, and it is called Franklin and Luna Go to the Moon. It's by Jen Campbell, illustrated by Kenny Harnett. I love the illustrations in this. I have read this, and I bought it because I want to be a kids book illustrator, so I do buy sometimes children's books that I love the style of the illustration, just because, well, I love them, so I like reading them and seeing how the stories goes and how the illustrations and the setups and the layout of the books are. And this is beautiful. This is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, and the illustrations are wonderful. The next one is actually a YA book that I've had for quite a few years, and I read it. I think I liked it. I remember liking it. I don't remember much of it, and it is called Hosts of Dragons. And for what I remember, this is a fight for being the heir to the throne, and there's dragons involved. So it's teenagers fighting with dragons. Not the teenagers are not fighting the dragons. I think the dragons are the companions for the teenagers, something like that. Anyway, I remember enjoying it. It has dragons, so I just put it to the TBR. Hopefully that would be a fast read. YA usually is. The next one is one that I have had for a while, and I've been meaning to read and get into this author for a long time, and this is the perfect time to do so. Terry Pratchett, The Color Magic. Now, I googled this and it says that there's dragons in it. So, interested to see. Very excited. Like I said, I've been meaning to read Terry Pratchett for a long time. I've only read one book that he co-wrote with another author that I'm not gonna get into it, but I will do a video on that soon. I think this is one of the ones that I'm most excited. I'm excited about all of them, honestly. I think I've chosen great books. I'm very modest today, apparently. The next one, again, this is a booktube favorite, and again, very excited to read it. It is House of Dragons. No, this is not House of Dragons. This is The Rage of Dragons. I have heard wonderful things about this here on booktube. A lot of people really love this, and I've had it for a while. And honestly, this is just, I think, the perfect opportunity to read it. So let me know if you have read this. What did you think about it? The next one is one that I read years and years ago. Absolutely adore it. I think it's a great way of getting into fantasy if you are trying to get into it. And it is A Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin. I think this is one of those classic books, classic fantasy books that are just wonderful and a great introduction into fantasy. So highly recommend if you haven't read it. I am very much looking forward to revisiting this world, and it's small, so that's good because the next one is massive. Okay, the next one, oh, you can see it. It is the biggest book in my TBR, the most intimidating, but I think this is one of my priorities. Priority of the Orange Tree is a priority for me this month. I've had this for way too long. I even have the second book and I haven't read them, and I really like Samantha Shannon's writing. I've read The Bone Season. I think I've read most of them except for the last one, and yeah, I haven't picked it up because of the size. So, perfect excuse, perfect month to do so. Giant dragon in the cover. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Let me know if you have read this as well, because also let me know what book are you most excited to read for your TBR in April, or do you do TBRs? I know that a lot of people mood read throughout the month or throughout the year even, and I do that sometimes. There's months where I set myself a TBR, others where I don't. I think it just depends on how the month is going to be, if it's busy, if it's not busy. Yeah, depends on a lot, but what do you do? I have 2 books left, and they are both classic fantasy, obviously both with dragons. And yeah, the first one is Aragon. I have had this for a long time and I have never read it. Probably one of the oldest in my TBR, and this is a classic. I think I'm not sure if it's YA or middle grade, but this is very beloved in the fantasy world as a way of an introduction to dragons and fantasy. So yeah, I can't wait to read it. I've always seen this cover around and I actually really like it. I think the blue with the illustration and just, I don't know, I think it's great. The last one, it is a reread, one of the books that I'm most excited to reread, and that is The Hobbit by Tolkien. It's been such a long time since I read this, and I am so excited to revisit this world. It's really small, and I know I can get through this in a couple of days, just in between things that I have to do. So very excited for this one. Very excited to read about dragons, honestly. And just, it's gonna be a great month, hopefully. Like I said, it's also going to be my birthday in the middle of the month. I have family visiting. I'm visiting family. It's going to be, yeah, I think it's gonna be a good month, hopefully. Hopefully. So yeah, that is going to be it for my April TBR, my TBR for Draconathon. I'm very excited. I haven't participated in a readathon for such a long time, so being able to have a full month of reading a theme for, you know, a readathon, I think it's great. Very excited. Like I said, I will leave everything down below, all the information that you need for the readathon, and yeah, that's it. If you made it this far, I think it's very fitting if we choose a little dragon emoji to leave me if you've made it this far. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting me, and yeah, that's it.